Leave it on the floor. Don't know why the auntie did not see that one. It is well. God will help us all in Jesus' name. So earlier, Pastor Shefumi had asked us a question. But before I get into that, my parents in the Lord, Pastor Yemi and Pastor Bimbo Davis, it's you people that did this one. They gave me the sacred responsibility, because I don't know if it's a privilege, it's a responsibility, to bring God's word to us today. So church, please help me celebrate our global lead pastors, Pastor Yemi, Pastor Bimbo. Thank you so much for all the love, for all the teachings, for all your investment in my life. I don't take it for granted. I mean, see where I am today, and I know where I started from. Those that know. Hallelujah. So for those of us that asked each other the question, what is love to you? Someone said God is love. The spirit cocoa in the house, they know themselves. They say God is love. What's that? I'll just come and give you a mic. Tell me, sharp, what's God? There's somebody that I've been meaning all these years. Yes. Sir, what is love to you?
That's only true.
Don't shout my name. Fem. In 30 seconds, because I know you can write a book. In 30 seconds, please. Yes.
Love is just more than a feeling. Love is a lifestyle. It's a daily. So it's a daily deliberate decision. Daily deliberate decisions you make to make the lives of other people better.
Oh, so nice. I will just stop at anybody else. So just be ready. Oh, lady in green, love your hair. You took your face away from me, so I said you. What is love to you? Okay, love is sacrifice. All right. Okay. Does anybody want to volunteer? Oh, thank you. What's love to you?
Love is giving, patient, and sacrifice, just like she said.
Love is giving, patience. Any guy wants to define? Love is love. In the end, love is love. So we saw that everyone had different definitions of love. Yes. For some, there were some similarities. Someone said God is love. It's not correct. It's not wrong. It's correct. Some people say love is giving. Often almost like a chapter in the Bible. I can't really remember. He just said daily deliberate something, feeling, not feeling. But I feel we got the message. And then the two ladies echoed that love is sacrifice. And so when we talk about the world of love, because each of us have different definitions, it's important then that if we choose to do it well, we all work from the same page. We saw the drama or skit or series that just happened here now. Both of them were expecting to receive love from different angles, which is not a bad thing. We all have our expectations and how we want people to, treat us. But for us to do it effectively, because you're not a mind reader. And for men, I think God should have, just given you guys mind reading, because it's a woman thing. We'll just sit down and brood and be looking. I do that to my husband. I just look. Just see what's in my mind. I'm upset about somebody. Just read the book. It doesn't work. Never works. I still have to say it. If not, you swallow it. So there's a definition that we will be getting to. It's not something that is new for some of us. We've heard it before. But before we get there, I just want to say some things. Growing up, I had my own perceptions of love. For some of us, it's butterflies in our bellies, your heart is doing kikum, is beating out of your chest. For some, our palms are sweaty, Some we can't even think, we can't sleep. For some, it's receiving flowers or money bouquet now, Abby. They say it's not flowers again, it should be money bouquets. So all of us have different, definitions of love. And the world, and Pastor Sheffield mentioned it as well, the world today has defined love. He said something he said we are in interesting times, which is putting it in a good way. They are interesting, yes. The world will have us define love as feelings, attractions, convenience. So doing things based on how convenient it is for you. Because when you check on social media, you see some things, you're like, oh, couple goals or different kind of things, but that's not what love is all about. God defines love to us as commitment, as sacrifice. Yes, that's what God defines it for us. And First John 4 verse 78 describes it all. He is the ultimate definition of love. So when you ask yourself this question, what is love to me? You can't answer it for yourself. You have to go back to the person that created it. Yes, so in some moments, I'll be telling us about what love is not, and then what love is. So first, love is not just a feeling. It's not butterflies. It's probably part of it. It has to be there. It's part of the makeup, part of the makeup that, what makes up the entire package. But it's not just a feeling, like Ofem was trying to say, Minister Ofem was trying to say, or was saying, it's an action word. It's something you do. Yeah, it's something you practice. It's something you walk out on a daily basis. Love is not selfish. It gives. One of the ladies said, it gives. John 3:16. How many of us here know John 3:16? What does it say? For God so loved the world that he gave. He looked at the world, I love these people. What do they need? He gave his only son as the ultimate expression of his love. Then thirdly, love is not just romantic. Creative team, please help us expand. You are in the mountain of media, yes? We love our parents, don't we? We love our siblings. We have some of us have BFFs that we can not die for, but can do a lot for, as it were. Some of us have a community of people around us that we love. So love is not just romantic. Yes, it's also expressed towards our friends, our siblings, our parents. Growing up, my relationship with my dad wasn't very straightforward, if I may put it mildly. So I didn't send him at all. Not in a bad way. I didn't wish him ill, yes, but there was just no love, and that's very there was no feeling in my heart for him, because I just felt he had wronged me. He wasn't there for us emotionally and all of that. And I remember I had just gained admission into OAU, great, yes, university. If you attended, where was I? I just gained admission, yes. So I was in 100 level, and I was in someone's room, and the person was asking, okay, how are your parents and all of that. I thought, my mom is fine and all of that. So what of your dad? I was like, I'm sure he's okay. He has not called me. And after I now began to recite all the things he had not done. He hasn't called me. He hasn't even checked up on me since I got to school. He hasn't even sent anything. And the person said, have you called him? And it didn't occur to me before then. Obviously, I was 16, 17 at the time, or 18, that I also had a responsibility to give, not just receive. Pastor Shefumi said that. We have in this love dimension, we have an even higher responsibility to give than to receive. And so when I heard that question, have you called him? How do you put that in? He catch me. I said, it's true. So I prayed to God. And I asked God to give me a love for him. Because I knew that if I were to look at my experiences, and some of us have been through so many things, we've eaten breakfast enough times to last us for a whole year, Some of us, our friends have betrayed us. Some of us didn't have loving parents. We are only children. Or we've just not had good experiences with finding love. And I don't mean, again, in a romantic sense, no. I mean even in the community. So I had to pray. I said, God, give me love for my dad. And obviously, today is a lot better. In fact, me that I'll be fighting my sisters. Let's do something for that. Let's do something for that. Like, God just I, I think it was a seed. No, I think it was a seed that has blossomed into a forest. I think of him, I think of how to make his day better, how to better his living experience. Obviously, he's an old man, he's in his 70s. So I'm thinking, okay, the remaining years he has with us here on earth, what can I do to make it better? But that's not something I could have done by myself. Only God could have done that. And so that takes me to what is love? What's the Bible definition? What's God's definition of love? 1 Corinthians 13, it not past that. No. You don't pass that. It's not. I'm not going to invent the definition. Visual Ops Media, if you can help me with 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7 from NIV. NIV, the New International Version. Then after that, we'll go to TPT. I don't know what the full meaning of TPT is. So. The Passion Translation. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start and we'll be looking at it. So first, it says, "Love is patient and kind." And when you check through the scriptures, you will see examples. We're reading the book of Deuteronomy, right? Personally, myself and my husband, we decided to go through the Bible in 1 year. So we started from Genesis. Those Israelites, they tried God, though. Oh no. In that Deuteronomy, that first part, you see how Moses was reminding them. God was patient. That's what we call patience. So some of us, you think we are practicing patience. We are not practicing it. Like, how can somebody... He parted Red Sea. Abi, did he not? A whole sea divided for you. You walked on it. Nothing do you. Hailstorms, frogs, locusts, nothing do you. Your area of Goshen was segemenge. Nothing. You stood kajad. Hey. Animals were dropping like flies. Your own livestock, nothing happened. Then, firstborn son of all Egyptians died. You saw, it's not that you were told, though, you were there. You experienced it. And then, first sign of stress. Had he been, we should have stayed in Egypt. The Israelites, I think in the scriptures, that's where you see the best example of God's patience. He was like, if I should show, and he did show his colors sometimes, yes. He would just wipe them out, like 1/3 of them, fiam, gone, dead. Those are the times when I think the anger overtook the love. And I don't really mean it like that. Just, it's how the scriptures, how Moses wrote it. Yes. So you see how God is being patient over and over again. That is the standard that we've been called to, not the world standard. Because if you use the world standard, you can shout at your children 100 times in a day. Oh, my children test me. When I'm about to shout the 20th time, and I remember, you are a child of God. Calm down. I'll not be looking at my son. I'll say, if you know what is in my mind, you better stand up. I think at that point he always knows because he stands up. Yes. So if you're a parent here, your patience has been tested. It's probably similar because the Israelites were children to God, obviously. Patience and being kind, being able to tolerate, being considerate and helpful, taking lessons from the drama. Each party, husband, wife, had their points. However, if we're using God's definition of love, they could have done better. Auntie sat down on the chair. When her husband came back, you could have stood up to go and collect hug. You know? You didn't have to come and give it to you there. It's not you that married him. You could have been considerate. And that's the higher standard that God is calling us to. And it's not easy. I am married. I can tell you for free, it ain't easy. But you have to remember, you have to remind yourself that you are loving with a God kind of love, not based on feelings. And that's why we said love is not just about feelings or attraction or how you're feeling or convenience, like, okay, let me stand up. I'm feeling, and again, it's still back to feelings because you're rude based on how you're feeling at the time. Yes. So the lady or the wife could have stood up to hug her husband. And you find that if you do something like that consistently, your husband knows to expect it. Or your friend. I remember when I left the university, I prayed to God that I had friends, yes, but I felt like they were not mine to call my own. It was just my own perception. Like I felt like I needed to have one friend, not male, as a female friend that I can say is my bestie, that I can hold that this one belongs to me. So I prayed. So where I started working at the time, I found someone. No, not in that way. When people say I found someone, it means they found a life partner. Not in that way. She was there doing management training, and our values aligned, and all of. And I was tenacious. Oh God, because I knew that this girl, to put it mildly, is the one for me. Best friendship, because we had values that align, and it's not easy to find someone that your values align with in these interesting times that we're in. So I had to work at it and ensure that I stayed on that relationship, and we're 11 years strong now. Yes, from 2013, yes, we're still friends, yes. We don't see each other all the time. We're in Lagos, obviously I've left where I was working at the time, but our relationship is still going strong. So it's something you have to stay on. Yes, be patient, be kind. It's not envious or jealous. It refuses to be jealous when blessing comes to someone else. Refuse. If you can please show TPT, please. Yes. Yes, it says it doesn't boast, it's not proud. I want to focus on it's not envious or jealous. So you can't be friends with someone. You say you are friends. Yeah, so, TPT describes it. It says love is large and incredibly patient. Love is gentle and consistently kind. It has to be consistent to all. It refuses to be jealous when blessing comes to someone else. So you have friends with you, friends around you, you are working on the project, or you have set your 2025 goals. This year is our year of, we are bagging, what's that, a money bag? How did you say that thing? We are securing the bag. Thank you. Pastor Shefumi, you are living these interesting times with us. So this 2025, we're securing the bag. Promotions. Here, I want to move from this level to this level. And then your friend just starts taking leaps and bounds. Meanwhile, you are taking steps. You are taking steps. Your friend is jumping. Hey, guy, they just called me. That promotion. They gave me double. Can you imagine? Meanwhile, you are struggling with appraisal in the office. You get, you're like, what's going on? And if you're not careful, you become envious and jealous. But you have to remind yourself, I love this guy as a guy friend. I love this lady as my best friend. Not envious, not jealous when blessing comes to someone. Love does not brag about one's achievement nor inflate its own importance. Love does not delight in evil. Media, please, can you open Exodus 23, verse 4? There's a way where God was giving instructions to the Israelites on how to live their life because they were misbehaving premium misbehaviors, if there's a word like that. So he felt the need, or there was a need for him to show, yes, how they should live their life. Yes, can I have TPT, please? TPT. Okay, let me read this one. Okay. TPT. Thank you. For those chorusing at the back, thank you. TPT. Well, this one's, thank you. I love you guys. Patient. Be patient, be kind. Be patient, be kind. Be patient, be kind. TPT money. Oh, God. All right, let me read this one. If you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall surely bring it back to him again. Now, this is, if you meet your enemy. Honestly, how many of us have enemies here? How many of us, we're not supposed to have enemies, but how many of us have enemies? Or people that we don't like that? Don't wave high, just wave down. Just wave like this. Okay, I can see some low waves. is it really, when you think about it, what God was telling us, if you are walking on the road, you have, so in this case now, you have someone that you are fighting, maybe your neighbor in your compound, or someone in your office that is always getting on your very last nerves. You just can't even stand the person. What God is saying is, if you see that that person is about to miss, no accident or die, because if you say, of course now I will help the person is about to die, you get like, if the person has something and that thing is like getting lost, you should take the extra step to bring it back to that person. That means you go the extra step up. In this case now, I can't imagine a donkey that has gone astray, an animal that has left his house to walk on the road. Me that I have enemy, I should now carry the donkey. I should go to the enemy, someone that I don't like for anything, does not delight in evil. Does not delight in evil. Does not delight in something bad happening to someone, no matter how bad that person has been to you. And it's not an easy thing for God to ask of us. Some of us have been in abusive relationships. Some of us have grown up with terrible backgrounds. Like I said, some of us have, when I said the chop breakfast, it sounded funny, but some of us have been betrayed in the truest sense. So we are sort of right to call those people our enemies. But God is calling us to a higher standard of what love is. Even if that person is going through something awful, we are not even allowed to smile. What we are supposed to do is pray that the person be delivered. Are we getting it today? People are not really smiling today. Smile, just borrow me some. Just quick, 5 seconds. All right, thank you. I appreciate your sacrifice. All right, please, can we go back to 1 Corinthians 13? I'll just read from here. Love does not traffic in shame and disrespect. Yes. It does not selfishly seek its own honor. It's not easily irritated or quick to take offense. Love joyfully celebrates honesty and finds no delight in what is wrong. Love is a safe place of shelter, for it never stops believing the best for others. Enemies, friends, acquaintances, pals, people in government, people on our streets, people in our estates, because some of us, where we fight our war is in the estate group. Yes, or in the compound. This person not pay dues, or not pay for Loma. Loma did not carry our dustbin, so we will be angry. Like righteous anger. So when it is raining and that person's clothes is outside, you will not pack it for the person. Is that good? Ask yourself. When we bring it out to daily things, it's things like that, yes. You have a neighbor that you don't like. You can't stand the person. The person never parks car in the right place. The person is always the source of quarrel. If it's raining, you most likely will leave the person's clothes outside. Yes or yes? Let's be true now. Not that God is love kind of answer. Let's be true. Let's be honest. You most likely, you even think, but that's in this clothes. Oh, let's see, maybe it will still dry later. Oh. What God is asking us to do, and is that petty or little as it were, take the clothes in. Be the bigger person. Yeah? Say, I will be the bigger person. That's what God is calling us to do. Love never stops believing the best for others, never takes failure as defeat, for it never gives up. It always protects, it always hopes, always perseveres. Love never gives up. Now, how do we practice this love? 2 ways as I round up today. Love God first. If you are not in a deep relationship with God, you cannot know how to do it. Don't deceive yourself. Don't think it's by reading books. That's fine. You will get some things to practice. But to truly be angry, the same way I had to pray, because I could have read a book on how to love my parents more. But I wouldn't have received it. It could not have entered, you get. So I had to pray, and for some of us, it's at that level where you get someone you really can't stand. You're going to have to pray. But love God first. You can't give what you don't have. You can't expect that you'll be able to live out this definition of love if you are not even living it out with God the Father. It's not possible. It's in the place of fellowship, of relationship with Him, that you are able to take what you need to live it out on a daily basis. Secondly, decide every day to love. Daily. The same way you ask God for your daily bread. When you wake up, your daily bread. Decide every day, God, today I'm going out. Help me to love. I want to love the way you have asked us to. Decide every day to love. Think more about living this standard out, expressing it, that's giving rather than receiving. And I know for some of us we are concerned. So I should just be giving and be giving and be giving. Who will give me? Will I be a doormat? So what now happens? So I should just be giving like an idiot. I should not expect anything in return. I don't know. Don't be worried. The Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. Water will find its level. It's that simple. Iron does not sharpen bronze. The Bible says iron doesn't sharpen silver. Iron sharpeneth iron. You will meet your kind. So what kind are you? Some of us are praying for partners. Oh. God, send me my own, send me my own. What? Some people say, be careful what you pray for. God, send me my second half. The first half that you have, is it okay? If God should send you a second of that first half, will your life be correct? So, for those of us that are worried that if I do all of this, love is patient, love is kind, love is this, love is that, does not, will it not be that giving too much of myself, especially for those who are in romantic relationships, which is, I wanted to say, which is where decision is very important. Now, obviously, you can't decide who will give birth to you. You can't decide your siblings. So you have to love them regardless. It's a no-brainer, nothing. That's why the Bible has commanded us to honor our parents. Like, it's not please strive to make sure to, honor straight. There's no please in front, just do it. That's all. It's a commandment. Yeah. So that your days might be long on earth. Yes. Our siblings, almost similar, yes. But for the others, our community, our friends, our spouses, we have the right to choose who we bring around us. Apart from strangers, neighbors, that one, you just show them God kind of love. But in the cases where we are concerned about giving and not receiving in the same format, you have to be sure you have chosen right, yes? And you can only choose right if God is leading that choice. So if you are choosing based on couples' goals and what you can see, you most likely will not get it right. Yes. So I asked, what kind are you? When you're praying for your kind, God, send me my partner, send me my second half, my missing rib. Hope your ribs, the ones that are inside here, hope they are functioning well. Because if another type like it comes inside, your chest might not carry it. Yes. So I want us to remember every day that we are called to a higher definition of love. And it's not just our spouses. Our spouses or partners are more because we live with them and all of that, but it's to everyone around us. It's to everyone around us. Let's bow our heads in prayer. We're asking God for to use an elaborate word, the engracement to love like He does. To love like He does. He is the first, the best to ever do it. To ever love so much that He gave His Son. We're asking Him to show us daily, hourly, weekly, how we can practice and work out that love. Knowing that without Him, we can do nothing. Without Him, we abide alone. Without Him, our efforts are fruitless. There will be efforts in futility. I'd like you to say that prayer. God, help me. Help me. Help me as a Christian, as your child, as a daughter, son of Zion. Help me to live up or to live out this standard of love that you have given us in the kingdom. Father, I thank you for your word that you sent to all of us today, Some of us are hearing it for the first time. Some of us is a reminder. Father, I ask that for each and every one of us who has heard your word today, you help us remember, bring to our remembrance when it is needed. Help us to live in the consciousness of what your love means, especially in today's times and season. Help us to remember that you are the perfect example, the only example to look up to in terms of how love should be done. For in Jesus Christ's name we have prayed. Amen.
If you have been blessed, can we appreciate God one more time?